This video is brought to you by the Artist with ADHD Unlock Your Most Creative Self course. More about that though later in the video.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another sketchbook tour. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I haven't had a chance to sit down and do it, and I finally, well, let's be honest, I just needed to sit down and do it. And I'm finally doing it. So today we have a sketchbook. This one's a little bit older. This is from 2022. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jordan T. Mystic. I am an illustrator, a mural artist, a teacher. Let's get straight into this sketchbook because we've got a lot to go through. So this is a sketchbook from 21, I believe, to 22. It will tell me in the front here, I'm sure. Yep. So from 21st of November to the 15th of January. This I started in 2021 and finished in January of 2022. This is one of the quicker ones that I went through. This was over the Christmas period. But as you can see, we've got my CM Punk sticker on the front, and I've just done a little wrestling ring around him. That was a bit of fun. This was one of the first ones I started kind of doing something with the cover. I believe I did that with Posca pen. Okay, page number 1. So this is the old sailor. I really love drawing fascinating looking, unique looking individuals. So I just did some Pinterest referencing and started drawing sailors with beards. Love drawing beards. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Okay, for all wrestling fans out there, this is a Darby Allin character study. I took some references from Pinterest, some head references, and I drew Darby Allin. Another old man with a pipe, another sailor. Really loved that image. This guy had tattoos and stuff all over him. It's a fascinating looking individual. And the bearded smile. This is one of my favorites. This man just had a very gentle look to him. So, you know, I had to draw him. Pencil and ink. I like to draw with colored pencils. It helps the inking process for me. Okay, this right here is the first of my daughter's skateboard. So my little river. I made her a skateboard back in 2021. One of the first skateboards I did, a little 40-inch one, and I wanted to put some feng shui stuff on there, so I had to put a dragon and a tiger on there, and this is the first sort of thumbnails and muckabouts for the dragon. Originally I was just going to do one dragon. There's another one there for you as well. So I was going to do Sisu the dragon from Raya, and I think I ended up doing a different color because she said she wanted a different color on the dragon. This is the queen snake. Oh yeah, the snake queen. Yeah, so again, another really interesting reference I found on Pinterest, and I decided to draw up, yeah, this snake queen because I found this sort of snake wrapping around. I was really fascinated by snakes at the time. I still am, actually. All right, here's some child character references. At the time, my little boy, he was about 1.5, so he was about this size. So I was doing some baby studies because I was quite fascinated at the time at this idea of creating a character of my little boy. And he's got this little comforter toy. It's called a riffraff, and it's a little fox, and he loves it. He doesn't go anywhere without it. I really love the idea of creating this little space boy character, which you'll start to see in the next couple pages with this. So that's the final image I decided with. It's kind of more of a thumbnailing, sketching process, and then it turned into this. As you can see, we got the little fox there, Finny the astronaut and Raffi the space fox. So yeah, I was doing that as we were preparing for Christmas at the time, and that was the first of many drawings I've now done of the two of them. It's a very different iteration. The eyes are very different, and the mouth is very different. The version I do now is quite substantially different. He's also a lot older. This is one of my favorites, and I'm coming back to this very soon. So I have some friends who run a barbershop where I grew up. They said they wanted a skateboard. Now, mind you, as you can see, I did this drawing in 2021. I'm going to be honest, I still haven't done this skateboard for them. However, it's going to happen. This idea of this young man who was a barber, you know, maybe he was late 20s, and something happened to his hand. And as you can see in the next page, we've got an image with his father, who was a barber, and this really fascinating looking gentleman with a top hat on and beard, and so I sort of was inspired by that. The idea was that these two were sort of going to sit on top of each other on the board. I'm going to tell this story of this father and son, and this son had lost his hand and so on. Thought maybe he was a veteran, maybe he'd been to war, I'm not sure. As you can see, I still haven't quite finished up this part here, but that's okay once I do finally get it onto the page. And there's a bow tie here as well. Once I finally get it onto the page, we'll get moving. Little sketch. Sometimes in my sketchbooks, I don't quite finish imagery because either kids need breakfast, because I tend to sketch in the morning, or I'm just just not quite inspired by it, don't quite get it finished. You don't have to finish everything in your sketchbook. I do prefer to now, but back then I was trying to get back into the groove of it, and some mornings it's just not there, and that's okay. Alright, here's more of Finney. As you can see, the character starts to change a little bit. He's a little bit more simplified, maybe a bit more Disneyified. His eyes have changed a little, his mouth has changed a little, and this is just some studies. Here's his little where he's actually holding the Raffi there. This one's Finn and Raffi in space. This is the sailor. It's funny looking at this. This is 2021 and I finished the board in 22 and I still haven't finished the video. It's been taking me a while. This is one of the originators of my symmetrical it's sort of my studies into different types of masculine and different versions of masculine, and this is where it all started with the sailor. So here, I believe we're away at the beach. So I also at this time decided I needed to get better at my female studies. So I started studying female faces, and every so often it's a really great practice to study your weaknesses in your sketchbook where no one can see it. No one has to see it like this. I'm showing this for the sake of dexterity and the sake of education for others, and hopefully this video and these sketchbook tours will inspire you guys to do the same. You do not have to show anybody, but I was doing some emotion studies on the faces. This right here, we were in the Hunter Valley at the time. I was just sitting there, the kids were playing in the playground before the restaurant opened for breakfast, and I just saw this view and just started drawing it out. I never quite finished it. It looks a bit messy, but it's just this quick sketch. I was just trying to practice some quick sketches on that one. More of my son's character, Finn the Adventurer. I like the idea. I was trying to put him in different costumes as well, different outfits, and this is kind of an Indiana Jones safari jungle adventurer type character and costume. This here, speaking of my son, actually I think my daughter did this. So this here, every so often I find my sketchbook and it's got little drawings in it like this. And at first I used to get a bit annoyed, but now I actually really love it because the beautiful thing about this is a drawing of a mother and a daughter. It's really quite beautiful. This here is my daughter's little drawing, and she drew it on a drawing of a mother and a daughter. Yeah, that was a nice little study I did there. My favorite, often my sketchbooks will have a drawing of an octopus somewhere. I love drawing the tentacles and the little suckers, and it's such a meditative and zen process to draw octopi and ink them and watercolor them and paint them because they're so intricate and detailed, but you can learn to simplify them as well. So that's one of my spirit animals, the octopus. The Admiral. So this was just a fascinating little character study. Now we're starting to get into Christmas. You may have seen this video. This is the Viking Santa. I haven't done an ASMR video in a minute. So this is Viking Santa. You can go and watch that video over at my channel. There'll be a card in the top corner, and that's the Viking Santa. Just a little sketch I did just to do an ASMR video, and it was Christmas time and I wanted to do a cool kind of Santa, so found like a Viking reference, did the braids and everything, and that's it. Monk Man, here's another interesting character, another interesting reference study I did. A monk. Crocodile. That's what this was here. I wanted to draw a crocodile. Beautiful drawing by my daughter. Another one. She's found an empty page and made the most of it. Speaking of my daughter, here's another drawing of her. This is all done in watercolors, colored pencil and ink pens. If you'd like to see my sketchbook kit, you can go and see that here. This is my little daughter. She's got her little tiger on the top. She loves tigers. And this is a tiger on the bottom here. A lot of my sketchbooks will have drawings of my kids because most days I wake up and I see them and I want to draw them. Alright, here's number 2 of this series of sort of symmetrical men. This is the barber, so this was going to go alongside the cyborg barber and his father. Not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I don't know if I'm going to sort of stack those 3 on top of each other or what. I feel like this one could be its own thing as well, maybe on a jacket or something like that. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do with this barber series. I definitely want to do something with it because there's heaps here.
Creative Genies, as you may already know, my mission is to create more creators and serve the easily distracted artists of the world. Look, I get it, your mind is a whirlwind of ideas and sitting through hours of traditional art classes just isn't feasible. I've been spending some months working on a course and membership program designed for the easily distracted creative souls like yourself, called ADHD Artists Unlock Your Creative Self. Get ready to level up your art business and build a lifestyle that revolves around your passion. Here's the beauty of our program. You can watch the course on your own time without any pressure or distractions. No more rigid schedules or being tied to a classroom chair. You're in control of your artistic destiny. You can choose a monthly subscription that gives you full access to not only this course, but also any future courses we add to our ever-expanding library, as well as some extra cool goodies. It's like having an ADHD artist Netflix at your fingertips. But hey, we know commitment isn't for everyone. If you prefer to take things at your own pace, you have the option to make a one-time payment and gain lifetime access to the course. It's like unlocking a treasure trove of artistic knowledge that you can dip into whenever inspiration strikes. And course number 1 is the ADHD Artists course. How to build a lifestyle as an artist who is easily distracted. This course is specifically designed for individuals like you who embrace their easily distracted nature and want to harness it to take their art business to the next level. We're talking about building a lifestyle that revolves around your art where you can thrive creatively and financially so. If you're ready to break free from the matrix, dive into a world of flexible learning and build a lifestyle that revolves around your art, this course and membership program is your ticket to artistic freedom. If this is something you are interested in, learn more at the link in the description below and join our community of easily distracted, art-loving entrepreneurs and individuals who are creating their own paths to success.
A river again with a little tiger cub. It's the same cub as the drawing before. Goggle Dude, another interesting character I found, another interesting reference I found. Some more expression studies of a really simplified sort of character. Kind of reminds me of a DreamWorks character or something like that one. Started doing some hand studies there. Not sure what happened there. Looks like I probably got distracted. And here is the dragon that was over here before. Here is the final concept that ended up on the skateboard. So we've got the dragon here and we've got the tiger there. I'll put an image up of the final skateboard as well so you can see what that looks like. And that ended up on my daughter's wall. It was to keep her and her brother's room balanced. Alright, this is an interesting one. So this is a real look into my mind, especially at the time. This was done on the 23rd, so a couple of days before Christmas, and it says I had a strange fever dream in my meditation this morning. I found as I was doing the creativity energy ball exercise, which is a headspace meditation that I was doing at the time, as I visualized my energy ball shooting to the earth out into space, the earth transformed from a purple sphere into 4 blue spirits, stars and / cosmic animals that started running across the stars. And I saw a lion, a stallion, and an owl, and I couldn't remember what the 4th one was. I think I did later on in the book. But this is really interesting. I was quite literally seeing these spirit creatures moving around me like this, and I still, you know, you can psychoanalyze what that may be, but yeah, I saw these creatures just floating and moving. They were like they were made of blue energy, kind of like, I don't know if you've seen Frozen 2, it's kind of like the stallion in Frozen 2, but they were moving in space around me. Alright, another Santa. Today's theme is Santa, 24th to the 12th, so that's Christmas Eve. As you can see, I've done that in watercolors. I think I came back to do the watercolors later on that. I probably did if it was Christmas Eve. This is like a bikey Santa. He's got a leather hat on. And this here is my grandmother. I found this image in my photos on my iPhone, and on Boxing Day I woke up early and everyone was asleep, and I just got to thinking about her because she passed away in 2021, so I felt like I needed to draw her. And this was a photo of her when she was younger, and it just, yeah, it inspired me. So you can see I've done some watercolors, some Christmassy sort of colors, and this is one of my favorites. As you may know, if you've seen my other sketchbook tours, you'll know that I like to do little story comics, little one-page comics. And this one I did a few days after Christmas. So on Christmas Day, I'll read this out. I have my camera kit, and my parents' dog just brought my little dead cat outside, and I grabbed it off him, and I had a funny feeling that maybe my son had something to do with it because he really loved going through my camera kit at the time. So this is Arlo and Finn's Christmas story. Arlo came outside on Christmas night with my Rode Mini in his mouth, and this is how I suspected it happened. Panel 1, Finn headfirst in camera bag, legs hanging out of the bag with all that. I have the camera lens flicking everything out. Arlo comes along and sniffs around. Finn standing next to the bag with mic in mouth. He hands it to Arlo, who does the same with his mouth. There you go. And I just like the idea that it was maybe not his fault, that he had an accomplice and took all the credit. Alright, another little drawing by my daughter. There's that owl. There's the owl spirit I saw, as you can see. A little bit of watercolors, the blues and stuff. I think I might end up using those for something. Hand studies. A few more hand studies. If you suck at hands, which most of us do, it's a pretty standard thing. You're not alone. Hand studies are the best way. I always do a couple of hand studies. This image, I'm not sure what I saw in this. It was, again, one of those ones that I started doing just for the sake of doing and couldn't quite figure it out. So it seems I haven't inked it because I've left it. Maybe I should ink it. Often in the inking process, I do find the drawing a little bit more because my sketches are quite rough and scratchy. There's that spirit horse, there's the stallion that I said earlier as well that I saw in that meditation. Where's my pro wrestling fans? Penta Jr. Who doesn't love a bit of Pentagon Jr? He's a legend. At the time he was kicking butt, so I did a little portrait of him. I'm starting to get into 2022 now. This is a very creative few months for me. I was going through quite a creative stage. Guru Santa, I like the idea of a guru. And that's what I did here on the 31st. On New Year's Eve. And then this was my 2022 New Year's Eve. I suppose it's like a mantra, or it's a bit of a resolution, New Year's Eve resolution type thing going on. So as you can see, I just wanted to do this big, I don't know if I'm gonna, I never ended up putting it on anything. I was going to do something with it, but I never ended up doing anything with it. And I didn't do one this year in 2023, I don't know why. I think I was just very busy and didn't come around to it. I can still do it, I'd probably do a half year one. Anyway, we've got the this big piece, and I wanted to do this sort of intricate illustration, quite literally, of the coming year and what I wanted to achieve. So it was the year of the tiger, so we got the tiger, the year of creativity, and that's sort of the genie bottle and just letting all of that out, and the cogs. Year of abundance, that's also the genie bottle, and we've got this coin here that says amor fati, which means, you don't know, it's Latin for love your fate. I've got some alchemical symbols there, and we've got some of my family's horoscope symbols as well. Shedding of an old skin, that's the snake coming out of the old skin. I was very much into this idea of letting go of the older, fearful version of me and moving forward. Reinvention, that's also the cogs there too. And the head of the table, being the man of my house, that was a big thing in my head at the time. I didn't quite put the head of the table in there. I'm not sure what I was going to do. I think it was just a bit too cluttered and messy. So but yeah, that's that. That's done on the 1st, was that? Yeah, 1st 22. Do some expressions. Now we've got some more character studies. We've got this, I think that was a Gwen Stacy from Spider-Verse, and then I added like the skull sort of mask. We got this like tiger, I think that's El Tigre, one of the first luchador characters I created years back, and obviously Spider-Man as well. Masks we wear as well, again I started that new series. The male Fierce, he's wearing this big scary skull and he's genuinely afraid in his face. Very much a Disney-like character there. The mask we wear, the female skull, I really like this idea of it sort of, there's a braid there and it's sort of peeling off, and let's get behind. We all look the same underneath, that's the idea. The mask we wear, there's my little boy in his dinosaur outfit, and he's probably running away from a dinosaur. I like the idea of it being like cardboard sort of outfit. I'm doing some Spider-Gwen studies here, just studying the face and how I was really studying the eyes, how the eyes cause the expression, and it's just a little pose there. A Spider-Man study as well, so there we go, some more drawings from my daughter. She must have loved the Spider-Man on that one. Spider-Man studies, same with the eyes as well, just really getting those expressions down. And this is an interesting character I created, was a Spider MJ. I like the idea of there being a universe where Mary Jane was kind of like Spider-Gwen. She's got the purple and the light blue, very similar to Spider-Gwen. In fact, I've probably used the Spider-Gwen reference here, but she's got the red instead with the blue eyes. I think I'm really proud of this actually, because where it goes next is one of my favorite drawings I've done in the sketchbook. I did the little Spider-Verse intro. It says, all right, let's do this one last time. My name is Mary Jane Watson. I was bitten by a radioactive spider the day my Peter Parker was killed. And for the last 2 years I've been, goes down. And I was using, as you can see here, I was kind of just using the right hand page for a lot of the sketchbooks, and then I decided it was time to span out and really do some double spreads. So this is like a luchador Bane as a vintage luchador fighting El Bat, and he's got him in the Boston Crab there. This was a fun one, and this inspired a lot of future luchador and superhero crossover. Bit of Venom studies there. I really like this one here. All from here, I'm getting much better at the cross-hatching as it goes. Always disdained cross-hatching, and I quite like it now. This is courage, and obviously we've got a lion. Starting to see maybe a correlation between these spirit animals that I saw and these values, stoic values. So that's courage. And we've got temperance. This is the temperance lady, and the temperance symbol is here somewhere, I'm not sure. As you can call symbols as well, these are. The temperance idea is that there's, you know, filling up both cups, all the cups, keeping balance within your life. And then finally we've got justice, and that's pretty straightforward. As we know, it's Lady Justice. She has the sword and the balancing scale. Gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to see any more of my sketchbook videos, you can see them here right now. I've been your host, Jordan T. Mystic. Ladies and gentlemen, never forget, stay weird. Have a wonderful week.